day stream alongside Whimsy and Metaphor once again. Just hanging out, chatting Ruralpunk and getting ourselves a little beat up to get you all some Australian magic sci-fi action. May the gods have mercy on us all. All right, so we just met Acheron, Lee's character, who was, it looks like their family have been on the edge of the wildlands for, well, quite a few generations now.
Mm.
Yeah, it's become something of a calling. We didn't go near the suburbs, not even once. I mean, that's
Suburbs,
no bad thing,
not
really.
even once.
Yeah. Don't do it, kids.
I say from my rather comfortable suburban home, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I think hell of both you and Beppe are city raised, aren't you? It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna have to do some communicating. Incidentally, Bo Sheldon in Turn, which is a rural game about rural shapeshifters, just has dotted these little essays all throughout the game book to help people understand what it's like to live in a small, like in a rural town in America. They cited one of their partners, like when in the playtest, they cited one of their partners' little anecdotes. It's like, it's fine, I don't need a car, I'll just cycle everywhere. And everyone who's actually lived in a small town just sort of double takes. It's like, you'll need a car.
Yeah.
The bus doesn't run. just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Don't risk it.
There are cougars.
Don't risk it.
Yeah.
Yes.
In my own hometown, the threat is more insidious. It's like you'll probably just die of dehydration.
Yes. As someone who's visited grandparents in small towns quite often, so yes, I know what they look like.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to disqualify anybody. It's
no, of course not.
There are things that slip by you, and I realized too, and we can turn this into just a lazy chatter session too, if you like. But when I went back to see my folks last Christmas, it's like I thought to myself, it's like that's fine. I can zip between my parents and my in-laws' place pretty easily. It's near enough to the train line. It's fine. I had forgotten that the trains run every hour, if at all.
Yep.
And it's like sometimes they just don't. And it's like, okay, all right. I'll see if I can catch a lift with one of my relatives. That's what's going to happen now.
I remember that I've never ever needed a car in Melbourne. I've had one. I've never really needed it. The only
more trouble than they're worth most of the time in the city.
Well, I often used it to drive to your place because I'm a lazy person fundamentally, and changing from the tram to the train and back again or vice versa was just a little more than I was willing to deal with on any given day, and that's why I would use the car. And also, I don't have to go through the city to get to you. I just foodle on down St. George's Road and then turn off onto a little side street. It's fine.
Yeah.
I got rid of it a few years back because it burst a coolant hose for like the third time in as many months. Not quite that bad. It was like 3 times in 2 years.
Throwing yourself in coolant hoses,
Yeah. So gave it to a family friend who needed one. They took it off my hands and I never saw, and just I gave it to them on the proviso that they pay that last repair bill, which worked for them. So, but never needed one in Melbourne. First got one in Canberra because I would not have survived.
Well, exactly. Like Canberra's sort of symptomatic of it, and a lot of people do describe it as a big country town because you do need to drive to get places. I mean, Canberra has some of the best bicycle infrastructure in this country, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, it's amazing.
But you still really need a car to do your basic.
Yes. It's a country town that just happens to have all of the modern conveniences of a city.
Yeah. It's like it's got the modern amenities hub.
Yes.
But then it's a lot of little towns scattered around it, which is like it's a fascinating thing to watch from a sort of urban evolution kind of thing. We're getting a bit off topic, but that's okay. For our listeners, we are settling you into the Australian arse end of nowhere weirdness. There will be plenty of that.
Yes.
You strike Lee on an interesting point, which was paying it forward, which is very much a theme of Ruralpunk.
Mm.
Because unlike doing jobs for like our heroes did in Metro East, rather than doing jobs for
Protagonists, please.
rather than do jobs for, like big bags of unmarked bills or drugs or such, it's like your favors are paid in amphetamines this time. That's normal. Well, they might be paid that way in this game too. I'm not going to judge. Really, what Cass has done is take the contact mechanics from Crossing Worlds and made that core of our loop. Basically, every mission we're going to do is, well, mission once again, they're called benches in this, and I think it feels very much more like the sort of things that help small town people survive, whether that is, resource scrounging or repairing remote stuff or rescuing someone who has gotten stuck in the valley.
Yeah.
Again. Too real, kids. Too real. Sort of things that we don't really worry about it. Down a mine shaft. Another bloody mine shaft.
We're a logging town. How do they keep finding mine shafts?
They managed.
That's not a mine shaft.
Yeah,
it's a creature from the wild.
Well, yeah, like we sort of break this stuff out, and these things that don't so much concern us in built-up urban areas, because there are people for that. Some sort of animal control, presumably. Like we don't have a lot of like top-level predators in Australia, but there are still perfectly dangerous animals.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like sort of doing things for community members so that you're in their good books.
Yeah.
The other thing that I like about the revised system, and Lee, can you get the other page of the round sheet up, if that's all right?
The conformity
the one with
tracker?
Yes, it's got conformity tracker on the left. So that's been kept. That's still there. You still get your sell outer meter, which is potentially one of the most punk game mechanics I've ever encountered. Sort of up there with misspent youth and that feeling of how far can I compromise with society and still be me. But yeah, on the right of that sheet, we've got our community.
In the 90s.
Yeah. It's a. I don't think it ever goes away, Lee. I think we're still fundamentally disenfranchised. Yeah. But yeah, so that's. We have two sides of it now. We have the sell outer meter, which is literally set by our gaming party. Like we have our ideal.
Yeah.
Which we will deal with once Pepe's got a chance to come and help us out.
Yep.
Anarchy's always the lark. Yeah. I love anarchy. But it's also super sad because the more you sell out for power, the more powerful you become. But it's like you lose sort of touch with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the right side of that sheet, we have our contacts, which is basically our main means of interacting with people, with the town. You've most of our plots are going to be doing favors for these people. In the long term, it's just try and build up enough goodwill so that you can form these people into little coalitions and eventually turn the town, the community, into a faction capable of actually pushing back against these other people. Which I think is the biggest change from Crossing Worlds. You could always build your community into a faction in that eventually, but this economy of having to actually help people to do so, that bit's new. As compared to just being fucking heavily armed and terrifying enough that yes, the city accepts you as something dangerous. So we've got some, and once again, it's 8 things. So and we've got some cool little figures. So I'm probably going to need to be. I will be needing to take more extensive notes because the little ability that you get under each one, you only get after getting to know the character to a certain
Yeah.
extent, which is quite cool as well. They
Yes.
sort of once you're like, it's not once you get them to like you, it's once you're sufficiently entrenched. Because the other great thing is that they can owe you and hold grudges against
Yes.
you simultaneously,
Which I think was a
which
little
I
bit.
think is fantastic.
Oh yeah, I think that was actually a little bit. Was that implemented in Crossing Worlds yet, or was it still very much the one slider when they either owed you or?
I think it landed very late.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
we have that beautiful tension in play now, which I think is very special, and
That is excellent.
it hardens me to see. Factions on the other hand, they only hold grudges. Don't go too near them. Don't tread on toes if you can avoid it.
No.
But yeah, so we've got our cohabitants, the other inmates, as it were. Gossip, the daredevil, the champion, the boss, the caretaker, the freeloader, the delinquent, and the outsider.
Well,
We can play with it. Yeah.
I'm going to throw one in to start off with.
Yeah. Who do you want to characterize?
I want to characterize the daredevil.
Ooh, okay.
The daredevil has been a thrill seeker her whole life. And she is now working on the team of the Institute because she's the only person that's willing to go out in the wilds often enough to accompany and protect the scientists. Not a scientist herself, but a real believer in their ideals. And they employ her because she has what some people call the moxie, other people call the death wish. And she's always coming up with new protection methods and new ways to work around these creatures and new gadgets to do it with. And very much.
I can see us sort of chasing this in one of two directions in particular. Whether we go like the life-saving guide as extreme outdoors person, or whether we go the protecting guide as a more militant figure. Which of these do you think she's used to war?
I would actually take. Well, I was going to go with option 3, which was protection is just the way that she gets thrills. It happens to be a charitable means to an end, and that end is yay.
So yeah, like that sort of attention seeking. Yeah, like literally getting people, other people as well, into and out of danger.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I can work with that. I'm just jotting notes for my own use later. I'm reminded very specifically of the big finale of this, like season 1 of Hamish Macbeth. The one with the what is it? Office going on a team building exercise into the fucking mountain.
I've not seen it, but that description alone.
Dying horribly.
Yeah.
As a pitch. Complication, like their experienced mountaineering leader is dying and knows it, and he decides to go anyway. It's like, what a crisis. If you haven't watched enough Hamish Macbeth, listeners, do yourself a favour.
I need to.
It's something.
I haven't seen it yet.
Look, it's probably going to be a pretty serious influence on this as well, because it is again, it is rural drama.
Also, I should warn you that I've been playing a lot of Disco Elysium lately, so Hamish Macbeth meets Disco Elysium is going to be a real interesting.
Well, yeah, like how real is your real? I'm not sure you want to know that. Nice. All right, our Daredevil has been playing a kind of extreme game of Crocodile Dundee
Yep.
in the wilds. Do we have a name for her? I know
Uh,
it's hard.
that's right. I reckon she's a Maggie.
Nice. Make my text that little bit smaller. Again, to make it small so that I can actually read it. All right. Now I feel like whether we go a surname or some kind of appellation, I don't know. Whether that's Old Maggie, Little Maggie,
um,
Mad Maggie.
yeah, I don't
What's
know.
something else that we could add to her name to give it that little bit extra?
Um, hmm.
Or the old it's like not it's like not Maggie, your cousin Maggie. It is just like such an in character thing for me to think right now. Because that happens a lot too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
I kind of love the idea that there'd be a big Maggie and a little Maggie, or a young Maggie and an old Maggie. Now we get that the
yeah.
Holt's the younger problem again, but that's not a
Yeah.
bad thing to have.
Yeah. I reckon we've got insert Terry Pratchett reference here. Not as big as Wee Jock, but bigger. Not as big as Big Jock, but bigger than Wee Jock. Jock. No.
Middle Maggie.
Yeah, she's Middle Maggie.
Oh no!
We don't know what
That's
happened to
why she
Big.
acts out.
We don't know what happened to Big Maggie and Little Maggie.
Yeah,
But all we have left is Middle Maggie.
yeah. Nice, and that has given us a very distinctly cyberpunk name in a strange sort of way. But yeah, Middle Maggie. Yeah, I love it, and we will. And as this game proceeds, we will learn more about her. Beautiful. Oh, don't don't just make the boss Granny Lock again. She was great, and just all of the Jackie Weaver references all the
Yep.
time. No, I gotta shake my old gotta shake my old
Shake
habit,
some of
don't
those
I?
creative. Shake the creativity box and see what
Well,
comes
yeah,
out.
like get a little out of our um default
Yeah.
trails, right? Hmm.
Um,
Who might I add for us?
Let me just have a look at some descriptions here. Um,
Yeah. Ooh.
okay. Here's a weird one.
Mhm.
We may or may not like this person, but the champion is the Gulls mascot.
Mhm. Oh no!
Very much in that sort of inspiration. Always wanted to be one of the team, never quite got there.
Oh,
Mascot all their
oh, like
life.
yeah, this is someone specific, and they're a career mascot.
They're a career
Wow.
mascot. And not only
Oh.
that, they started off because they wanted to get onto the team, and
Mm.
finally the coach out of pity gave them the
Gave them the
mascot role.
job.
But over the years the team have like weirdly come to rely on them, and
Yeah,
they're this
yeah.
real like
It's sort of
force.
superstitious. Yeah.
It's a little bit superstitious. It's a little bit they're like this force of cohesion within the
Yeah.
Gulls team
Yeah. It has sort of
that
become
is
vital.
that's like the beating heart of the team, and no one outside the town really knows, or outside the region that this team comes from,
Mm.
really knows that that's what it is. But you just know that you know this is the career mascot of the Gulls. But anyone who knows the team knows that every time there's a like marginal call by the ref, you can see the captain glance at the mascot first.
Mm.
Like
I kind of love that, but it's also like crushingly sad that this is the person looking out for the town's interest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think we need both a character name and a mascot
And a mascot
handle.
name. Okay, so
Yeah,
well, the mascot is clearly Chippy the seagull.
Chippy the seagull. I'm just gonna go Chippy the gull on this one.
Yeah, Chippy the gull works.
Korean mascot of the gulls. It's like
And
we're so far from the sea.
and I reckon that the character's name is whoop. We've lost video. Hi everybody, you're stuck with me for a little while, and we are going to fiddle with the settings for a while instead of actually entertaining everybody. Sorry to leave you all on the cliffhanger of the name of the mascot. It's probably not going to be as interesting as the mascot name, but we'll see how we go. Let me just... Oh, we have... There was movement at the station, but no words were yet being passed around. The data packets from Old Regret had got away and had joined the lost packets in the ether. They were worth several minutes of content on a mediocre Twitch stream. Hey, I can stop ad-libbing! Oh no, we've just got serious face. I'll go back to ad-libbing. Nope, we have movement. Have all the information techies gathered to the fray. And I'm out of Man from Snowy River. No, lost him again. I'll put us on pause, everybody.
Just keep on keeping on, right? There we go. That's a better signal.
All right, we are back.
Yeah, look, it wouldn't be us without at least one major technology. Yeah, well, we're back on.
That's fine.
Doing all right.
Gave them...
Okay, a big technical issue, right?
It's all that cat's fault. It's all right. I gave them half a verse of very badly filked Man from Snowy River about losing the video, so...
It's all right. That's okay. Like they will learn that this is important too. That's all right. We're not too far off winding up too, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I reckon we finish up this character.
Town Pride, our champion, our representative,
yep.
Chippy.
Chippy the gull.
And we expect. I'm going to. Nice. They're probably just Chippy now too. I mean, that's probably like once you're that Chippy. Person.
Yeah, once you're that person, you're Chippy forever.
Yeah.
I was going to say probably people name was originally Michael Lou, but...
I'll note that. But Chippy's what's going on the sheet.
But Chippy's now stuck with Chippy whether he wanted to be Chippy or not.
It's like, who is the truer self, Michael or the beak?
Yep.
Oh,
these are the questions we all must ask ourselves.
Don't be just.
Cyberpunk halls we tread. All right, so is there anything else that we need to do, or are we going to wait for Beppe to finish off the rest of the town?
Yeah, look, we might wait for Beppe on this one and see what we think, but we've certainly gotten a bit of a taste for it now. Yep. We will need both of you to start plugging bonds and grudges as well. So yeah, like that would be a bit more of a collaborative do.
Yeah. So we'll spend 15 minutes. We'll make Beppe's character off screen. We'll spend 15 minutes at the beginning of next session doing bonds, grudges, and the last factions and the last townsfolks, and we'll start our session one from there.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, and that'll give us a good, healthy place to get started on, I think. So
Yep.
yeah, hope those following along have enjoyed this. You've gotten a taste for character and world creation in Ruralpunk. So after that, we will crash headlong into it. Current schedule is in about a fortnight, if I
Yep.
remember right.
Yep.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yep. Same bat time, same bat channel. Fortnight from now.
Hmm.
Yes, I've not miscalculated. Everything is fine.
Oh, oh, good. It always reassures me a great deal when you say that. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Hmm. So yeah, look, we might wrap it up there for tonight, folks. Bit of a short one, but you know, we got to tangle with the early systems of this, and
Yeah. Session 0 is always a bit
then,
short anyway, so.
yeah, even I think even mucking around with the in-depth character gen, I think it was pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, like
Well,
the
it's
only
only,
thing,
what, 9 steps? It's pretty.
yeah, and most of it's plug and play, which is that's
Yeah.
always been a strength of the Blade system. Once you get past what the things actually mean, that's it is very smooth.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, very interested to see. Oh, there was one thing we didn't do
Oh
because it is
no.
not explicit. It is not explicitly listed in the steps, but you're supposed to do it when you pick your power. There's the 6 different options
Oh,
above the
yes.
powers
Yes.
as what the power does when it goes horribly wrong.
Of course, of course.
So
Um,
we'll need to give Acheron one of those.
yes. So I have the power that I do not have in real life, which is chill. Um,
A powerful power.
yes. Alright, so I think I can speak with natural elements, but the shenanigans in me wants to go with they lecture me back, because that's got some fun. But I think I'm gonna go with they always push for growth.
Oh yeah. So you're tied very much to that little voice of cold and winter
Yeah,
that
yeah.
always wants to just yep.
Yep. Just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just a
Like
little bit more. Yeah, yeah.
there will be more cold. Winter is coming.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Rimagand.
I can't not.
Yep.
It's Zeitgeist, Lee. I can't escape it.
You haven't played Pillars of Eternity, have you?
Negatory. I have
Yeah.
not.
You should. You
Uh,
should. Everyone
yeah.
should, but you in
Yeah.
particular should. Alrighty.
Wrote on the list. I'm still sitting on Disco Elysium because I
Yeah.
took a holiday from Pathologic. So
Yes.
went to relax on a tropical island playing Far Cry 3 where I can safely ignore the story.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Really. If you treat it as an extreme sports simulator, it's actually a lot more fun.
Alrighty.
Yeah, well, look, thanks for tuning in, gang. We will give you more crunchy and delicious content come next fortnight. That doesn't
Yep.
sound quite right. But
A
yeah,
fortnight
obviously it
from
will be
now.
all on... Yes, that thing.
There'll be 3 of
It
us
will
that will be
be,
crunchy.
yeah, it will be announced on our social medias and such, and we will get cracking here at, what do we call it, McGowan's? What's the town
Oh.
called?
Um. Oh, it was McGull.
It sounded like Gull, and that's
It
why we
had
called
Gull.
it.
Yeah. Oh, McGulbany or something.
All right, we will work
We'll
that
remember
out.
it. We will remember it before next time.
Folks, bringing you the super competent, like fantastically professional stuff that we do.
We can just listen back
and
to the recording, can't we?
what?
We
Yeah, we
can just
can. We
listen.
can do that. We have that
I'm
power.
about to return. We can remember everything that we said.
Yeah, this is fine.
We're being recorded.
This is very important. Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
Well, look, I'm very keen to have a muck around with this again.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, I am also working. I've just about got the next release for Skyfarer done, many months late, but we are on hiatus for a reason.
Yeah.
Um, and whether we will continue Liberation Industries in its podcast form or just doing more of these little streams, I don't know. We're trying to find the way of the future, and it's going to have to roll with that, right?
Yep. People faces seem to be relatively futuristic these days, so
Folks seem to like the people faces, I think.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have any way to expound on that, but they seem to. You shouldn't watch this while you're driving. You could listen to this while you were driving, and you'd lose the faces. But it sort of gives people the best of both, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Hmm.
And the
Assuming they've got.
YouTube VODs are cheaper on hosting, so
True that. So yeah, look, we'll obviously have to talk more about that, but we will
we'll
endeavour to
muddle
keep our
through.
lovely listeners in the loop. Yeah,
We'll muddle
but
through.
and I mean, given how much people have liked our people face related events, I think it is probably a positive.
Oh yeah. I think it's viable for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll run headlong into that when we get there, right?
Absolutely. And in 3 weeks we'll do our fortnightly stream, and then the weekend after we will not leave you wanting for content because I am launching a book. All of the plugs have gone out on the media's social today, so that is you can buy it on the 2nd of August. Go to www. Oh no, there's no W's. Sorry, don't even know my own address. So go to whimsyandmetaphor.com, click on the stories on the little menu thing, and you'll find the King City. You'll be able to buy it from the 2nd of August, which is in 6 days or so.
Yeah.
And
Bit under a
then
week.
bit under a week. And then you'll be able to join me for a live stream interview by this lovely gentleman over here, and then a quick AMA afterwards, and then some Discord shenanigans, hopefully. So we'll see how we go with that.
Throwing a righteous internet party. It's going to be great.
Wonderful. So, signing off.
All right. So this has been Liberation Industries in collaboration once again with Whimsy and Metaphor. You can usually find us on our respective websites, liberationindustries.net or whimsyandmetaphor.com. Or find us on Twitter. It's not that hard. We're there.
In the description, description below this video, I've dropped our Twitter links.
We can do that now, can't we? It's amazing.
Yes, we can.
I love the cyberpunk present. There's a lot of horrible things, but we can do good ones as well.
Yes.
Brilliant. So on that note, folks, stay safe. Don't let giant mutant bedbugs bite, and we'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks. Good hunting.
See you, everybody.